I believe 100% that there's a place for everybody to play college baseball. Now, you may have to go to the ends of the earth to find it, but there's a place for you. You just have to be willing to stretch your comfort zone to get to where you want to go.
Forget about wanting to put the really neat bumper sticker on your car, the Division I school, the College World Series team, whatever it is. Think about what's going to be the best opportunity for you, and then go from there. And don't look at anything with rose-colored glasses. Like really dig.
Not everybody's a professional baseball player. Not everybody's a Division I athlete. So where do I fit in the college athletics and the college baseball scheme? And what is important to me? And if playing time is important to me, then maybe Division I is not the right fit for me. I was an NAI player, and quite frankly, where I went in the NAI, I coached in the NAI as well, and there's really good baseball played in the NAI. So this isn't a knock on the level. This is a knock on opportunities. Like just because you're in the SEC or you're at UCF or you're at Ohio State or someplace like that doesn't mean that that's the end all be all. There's plenty of good places for you to play college baseball. So check out your opportunities.
Everyone thinks that their kid's great, right? I have kids. I think they're the greatest things in the world. But when you continuously press that narrative forward, a coach especially a coach that's been around a long time, is going to look at it as like, nobody's perfect. Nobody can be that good. Well, what you're describing right now doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in my own kids.
Because they have a selfish view of their son and what he's capable of and what he's doing. And I want to know from the kid what he wants to do, because what my parents maybe wanted me to do was different than what I did. I don't know.
Hey, you can get your Gatorades before the game. I mean, just plan ahead. It's not that difficult.
Everyone talks about it now. When you're at a tournament, travel ball tournament, and the game ends and you see the kid hand his bag to his dad, and his mom comes down and towels him off and gives him a Gatorade. He takes a sip and hands it back to her. A lot of times you just go, cross him off the list, right?
I tell a lot of parents, listen, I got to be honest with you. If you want to send me stuff, send me more information about what type of person your son is. The stats, they're all relative to the competition level that you're playing, and it doesn't really matter, So I think while statistics, I don't, specifically tell folks don't send me statistics. You're right, Dylan. I very rarely pay attention to them.
We don't have a set way of managing that money. Like we don't allocate a certain amount of money to pitchers or position players. We kind of just try to fill needs and get the best players and create the best team that we possibly can.
Well, we have a budget like everybody else, and we're very similar. We mirror what the school does, and they try to build the best class they can at the discount rate that they have, and every college does that.
Not everybody's going to be not everybody's a scholarship guy. Not everybody's even a 40% guy, because you're going to give guys that have more tools or bigger skills, more of that money than you are guys with lesser skills.
So you're going to have at least, I'd say most years you're going to have, around 13 or so guys that aren't going to be on any baseball money. And some of those guys play an awful lot. So to me, the baseball money doesn't dictate playing time. Overall, I would focus more on what the actual cost is than the baseball money.
In-state to out-of-state, not all 43% scholarships are created equal. Private school to public school, not all scholarships are created equal. So as much as we talk in terms of or it comes back to a percentage, like what is your out-of-pocket cost? So if we offer you, $6,000, well, how much, that's a 40% scholarship. Well, how much does that cost you out of pocket, right? And if you go to a private school, $6,000 doesn't go very far. If you're going out of state, just the same, it doesn't go as far, right? So what is it going to cost me at the end of the day? How much in debt am I going to be as I push forward?
That one probably went out the window 25 years ago. That's the way things were handled, again, 25, 30 years ago plus in college baseball. But now that's not the case. Certainly the high school coach plays an important role. He is the one, in my opinion, that has seen the player play most in a competitive environment, meaning games where, the team's actually trying to win baseball games. He's seen the player the most in that setting. So He's certainly somebody that the college coach wants to talk to. I want to hear really what he thinks about this young man as a person.
In baseball, it's really up to the player to get that coach interested in him, and then, you know, have the coach follow up more on his interest in the player.
And this probably holds true for every coach, is that there's really no sense of recruiting a player that A, can't get into your school, or B, if you can get him in, can't do the schoolwork.
Certainly, we all as college coaches pass on many players that we like as players just because we don't think we can get them in. And if their grades aren't good in high school, we don't want to have to follow them around and make sure they're going to class and doing everything.
I think that introductory email is the really the headliner that's going to get the coach's attention. And what I like to really see in it is the person is really interested in my school, not just a generic or cut and paste type email, that they know something about me, maybe know something about the program, how we did last year. And, you know, you also like to talk about academics also.
And then, you know, get to the point too, you know, your emails, get to the point. Hey, my name is such and such. I am this class from this place at this high school. Here's my video. Here's my contact info. Coaches, boom.
Yeah, I think, like you said, you're keeping it short, but you can also send emails frequently. So you may not want to give all that information in one email that the coach, like you said, may miss or kind of pass over, but to update them. You know, so the first email, more of an introduction. The second email with your schedule. The third email, you know, continues to update and give stats. And then also on those emails, maybe a little video clip from the previous game.
In your video, you know, put in something where you like your first 3 or 4 swings are an oppo round, middle, and then go pull side.
I believe that having a purpose or a reason to go to the showcase is much more valuable than just going to a bunch of showcases to go to showcases.
There's recruiting services out there that just send mass emails for the players to every program in the country. Those have no credibility to me.
Yeah, the ones that make me skeptical are just those big companies, you know, where I get players from, you know, the West Coast. I'm in Massachusetts, an East Coast school. I don't really feel that these kids would be interested in our school. I just think it's the company sending out a giant mass email to every college coach in the country. So I really would like to hear from the player themselves. You can really do this work by yourself. You don't have to spend the resources and the money to, you know, to make your own video is pretty easy in today's day and age.
I think if you're at least an average high school player from a talent standpoint and you have the desire to play, there's a program somewhere. It may not be in your home state. You may have to travel to another part of the country, but there are all levels of college baseball. You know, and if you want to play bad enough, it's important to you to play college baseball bad enough. And again, if you're at least an average high school player, you can find somewhere to go and have a good experience being on a baseball team and playing.